Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal gets tested for coronavirus at 9 a.m. In less than 9 hours, the man manning the Delhi COVID fight tests negative. Test to result in 9 hours flat. While the Aam Aadmi in Delhi runs pillar to post to even get tested. The Delhi Deputy Chief Minister meets the Lieutenant Governor and discusses whether community spread is happening in Delhi. Addresses media without a mask. Is Delhi in COVID disarray? Top focus on To The Point this evening. Karnataka on a statue building spree. In the times of COVID, after Vivekanand now, Yediyurappa government wants to start building the Kempegowda statue. Misplaced priorities or life must go on.
Good evening, you're with us and To The Point. We're going to get to the Karnataka story just in a while, but I want to shift your focus right back to the national capital. Is Delhi in COVID disarray? Today, we had two very different opinions coming in from the government of Delhi. One by the health minister, which seemed to suggest that we were already in community spread. Most of us who live in Delhi, most of us who are living in cities like Mumbai, economic drivers, while we are unlocking, do understand that possibly what we are seeing is community spread. So are we in denial that there is community spread? Well, the health minister, Satyendra Jain, said that we could possibly be in community spread, which later was debunked by the Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, who said there is no community spread in Delhi. On the other hand, ICMR has also stated no community spread in India. Are we in denial is that big question we'd like to address during this bulletin right here on To The Point. But I want to now draw your attention to the tale of two cities. As India is looking right now to open up, unlock 1.0, two big drivers are the city of Mumbai, the financial capital of the country, and the national capital. If you look at both of these cities, one, and in terms of just the import of numbers, it would suggest in terms of the rise in cases of positive cases, in death, in the case fatality rate, it would seem to suggest that Mumbai is doing far worse than Delhi with more cases and more deaths. However, currently there are 48,732 cases in Mumbai and 28,936 cases, positive cases in Delhi. Mumbai far ahead, but projections show Delhi crisis is worsening with around 1,34,061 cases by the 7th of July, something which is predicted even by the Deputy CM. If you look at that, then it would suggest that Delhi would be doing far worse or would be growing way faster in positive cases than Mumbai. Over the past 7 days, Delhi's growth rate was 5.24% per day on an average, while it was just 2.99% for Mumbai. If this rate holds in the coming days, Delhi could surpass Mumbai in July itself. All right, so this is what it looks like right now where Delhi is concerned. And on the sidelines, a big political slugfest brewing as well. But questions now need to be asked of the Delhi government, as it is need to be asked of every big city registering huge spikes and looking to unlock. In Delhi, like I pointed out earlier today, there seemed to be a distinction whether we are in community spread or not. The health minister seems to suggest we were. The deputy minister said we were not. However, the deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Kejriwal, who went to meet the LG over community spread issue in Delhi, came out, spoke to the media without a mask, well, that's a different story, and said that by the end of July, he predicted an extremely scary figure. Delhi could possibly touch 5.5 lakh positive cases. Take a look at this report.
At a time when coronavirus cases in Delhi are rising steeply, inching towards the 30,000 mark, the Delhi government has sounded an alarm bell. Some could even say pressed the panic button.
12-13 दिन में दिल्ली में कोरोना के केसेस डबल हो जा रहे हैं। 31 जुलाई तक करीब 5.5 लाख केस पहुंच जाएंगे दिल्ली में और उसके लिए करीब 80,000 बेड्स की आवश्यकता होगी। ये तब है जबकि अब तक थोड़े दिन पहले तक लॉकडाउन चल रहा था।
Currently, there are about 9,000 beds earmarked for COVID patients in Delhi. It was on 7th of June that the Delhi Chief Minister announced that Delhi hospitals would only admit COVID patients from Delhi. A day later, on 8th of June, Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal ordered authorities to ensure that treatment is not denied to any patient on grounds of not being a resident of Delhi.
एलजी साहब ने जो कल फैसला लिया कि दिल्ली के हॉस्पिटल्स को सबके लिए खोला जाए, उससे दिल्ली के जो लोग अब दिल्ली में रह रहे हैं उनके लिए बड़ा संकट पैदा हो गया है। हमने एसडीएमए की मीटिंग में ये मुद्दा उठाया था, एलजी साहब ने उस पर सहमति नहीं जताई। अब उसकी जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा?
While every government establishment has been denying it, the Delhi government became the first state government to point towards community transmission of COVID having already taken place.
कल एम्स के डायरेक्टर ने खुद कहा था कि दिल्ली के कंटेनमेंट जोन्स में कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड है, परंतु क्योंकि टेक्निकल इशू है और इसके बारे में फैसला केंद्र सरकार ही कर सकती है, वही बता सकते हैं कि कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड है या नहीं। हम तो कैसे स्प्रेड है, हम तो ये कह सकते हैं भाई स्प्रेड है, दिल्ली में बढ़ रहा है, बहुत तेजी से बढ़ रहा है। अब उसका वर्ड जो कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड वर्ड यूज करने की अधिकार तो केंद्र सरकार के पास, वही बता पाए।
But what is the status of COVID transmissions in the country? About 1/3 of the country's population inside various containment zones and hotspots may already have been infected with the novel coronavirus and may have recovered, reveal preliminary findings of the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR's population-based Sero survey. Highly placed sources claim that the report, which is yet to be published, states that between 15 to 30% of the population has been exposed to the infection within containment zones and hotspots.
The classical definition of community spread of de novo case who has never visited or has had in contact with any positive case tells us that there is a community spread. Now, since we cannot prove this, so the another language that can be used is the local spread.
According to sources, the findings of the ICMR Sero survey have already been shared with the Union Cabinet Secretary and the PMO. But the ICMR in a tweet stated that the reports in the media are speculative as the survey results are yet to be finalized.
Time and again, the ICMR has denied that India has still not reached the phase of community transmission. The serological survey was supposed to answer that question. And imagine having about 15 to 30% of the population living in hotspots, having been touched by the coronavirus and having had developed antibodies to it. What does it say about the concept of herd immunity? There's no denying the fact that the number of cases continue to rise steadily, whether or not we have reached the peak or we may or may not be in the community transmission phase. With Nasir Khan, Milan Sharma for India Today.
All right, so the two questions we are going to bring up on this political debate tonight. Question one, are we in denial about a community spread? Because most experts now seem to suggest we're already in it, long in it. And the second question, of course, is the national capital in COVID disarray, Delhi in COVID disarray. I'm joined right now by R.P. Singh, National Secretary, BJP, Akshay Marathi, spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. And I'd like to begin with the both of you by asking you exactly the same question. And let's begin with you, Mr. Singh. And the question is that if you continue to deny the obvious, you risk people losing faith in what you say or take you seriously. The ICMR now risking that by constantly suggesting that India is not in community spread. What we see right now doesn't seem anything different than community spread. Most doctors who've been following the trajectory of this pandemic in the country confirm.
Vicky, I would have appreciated you should have got some expert on the subject who should have told you whether it's a community spread or not. That does mean that Mr. Marathi, you can let us know what is the situation on ground and what exactly is community spread and how much population and what percentage will lead to community spread. The bigger issue is whether it's a community spread or not.
We just showed you that entire expert report.
Can I complete, please? I mean, you have got some other expert on the panel, then he will told, then I could have questioned him also. The other thing is, issue is whether we get in community spread or not. If figure says that we need 80,000 beds, are we geared up and prepared for that? That's a bigger question. If figure says that by mid of July we need, the report of the expert report which I'm saying, says that we need 10,000 ventilators, Are we geared up with that 10,000 ventilators, or are we still stuck with some 1,700 odd? Sorry, this figure is a little more. Some 2,100 odd ventilators. So we need to be more concerned about how we are geared up and prepared. So if we are prepared and get better, we'll be able to deal with any situation. But concern is that we always say that my CM always says that we are 4 steps ahead. But when it comes to ground reality, we are much behind the preparedness. So my humble request is, I don't want to slugfest with Marathi sir. He's a very sweet person. Only request is, let's put together our efforts to save Delhi, and whatever support I'm saying on record, whatever support you need from us, you can have my number, you can call me up anytime. I'll take up the issue and ensure that Delhi should be safe than anything else. And then let's gear up and prepare. If you're saying 80,000 bed, let's gear up and prepare. Instead of pointing fingers on center, that center has done so or LD has done so. But whatever little beds would have gone to the patient who need it because there is some cancer treatment or heart operation, we still need 80,000 beds as per your report. So are we prepared for that or not? As per me, the figures which tells me we have almost 40,654 beds.
I'm going to come to that. I'm going to come to that question. Okay. I'm going to come to that question, Mr. R.P. Singh, but I want to cut across to Akshay Marathi. And the question, Akshay, I would like to ask you is the same. In the morning, your health minister says that if this is not community spread, then what is community spread? The deputy chief minister comes and debunks that. So which one is it? Is Delhi in community spread or is Delhi in denial?
Preeti, I also heard Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's bite, and I think you might be mistaken about what he was saying. What he said is that we believe there is community spread, but only the central government can certify whether there is community spread or not. And the Deputy CM and the Health Minister are part of the same Arvind Kejriwal government's cabinet. And I can assure you that they have discussed this together and they are both on the same page. But be that as it may, I think it's important to discuss why we brought this point out in the public domain to begin with. And there are 2 reasons for this. Number 1 is that when we declare that we are in community spread stage, then our strategy to deal with the pandemic has to change drastically. What is happening right now is that even as Delhi is going to need 80,000 beds to actually deal with the pandemic, we don't have the kind of wherewithal and the staff that it needs to make those beds operational, because we haven't acknowledged that we are in community stage, and all our district resources, whether the ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers, district officials, are all involved in contact tracing on the ground. We want the center to acknowledge that there is community transmission so that we can pull out those resources and better utilize them for treating our patients. That is point number 1. Point number 2 is, a couple of days ago, when Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said that we will reserve Delhi government hospitals for Delhiites, he had actually used the report of the Dr. Mahesh Verma committee, which said that there could be 5.5 lakh cases in the next 2 months. So when we tried to reason with the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi about this, we asked him that, do you have any projections for what will happen if we open up Delhi's borders and allow people from outside to come and get treated here? And the Lieutenant Governor did not have an answer, which is why we have put these figures out in the public domain. The people of Delhi and India should know what projections look like without and with the borders of Delhi opening up.
Okay.
The community transmission issue is also important, which has to be settled by the central government, and we implore them to settle that sooner than later.
Can I?
Okay, all right. So at the same time, while we're having this conversation, there was news which came in just a short while ago that the health minister of Gurgaon is actually mulling closing borders again. So it's not just possibly the Delhi government looking to have Delhi only for Delhi. It's similarly, the issues are playing out on the Gurgaon border, Noida border. But Mr. Singh, I'll come back to you. And the point that you raised, that we should all work together, which is all administrative shoots to deal with the 80,000 bed deficit that we might be facing in the coming future. If that is the case, why is a hospital, sir, like the AIMS, which has over 50,000 beds, why shouldn't it not be converted into a COVID dedicated hospital?
What figure are you talking about? And AIMS deal and treat patients who come from all over country or within Delhi also for various ailments. By God's grace, if I have a heart attack right now, where do I rush? I'll rush to AIMS to get myself treated. But the problem was Delhi government, they said you can't get yourself treated because you can't get your COVID test done here. So I have to rush to Medanta, get my COVID test done and then come to him. So there are more diseases. But what I'm saying is there are 40,654 beds, out of which only 7,000.
We're talking about government hospitals, Mr. Singh. There's a huge difference between getting tested in a private hospital. The cost whereabout is very, very different. And if this is unprecedented times, then these questions need to be asked. AIIMS is your biggest hospital with the largest beds. You have 50,000 beds. Why not make it a COVID-dedicated hospital to fill in the deficit that you might be facing? Because now Delhi beds are not just going to be for Delhiites as per the LG.
Where will a patient who suffers from some other disease or who are already there in the hospital, shall we throw them out? What I'm saying is, what is there with Delhi? Let them use that first. I'm giving a figure of 40,654 beds which are there in Delhi only, out of which only 7,312 has been declared as COVID beds only. So why don't they enhance the number? And I'm saying I'm not getting to slugfest. There are more options. I can give you options. There are 2 MCD hospitals which are still lying vacant because they were in the stage where they have to be still processed on. Let them take over all those hospitals and also let them send a request to the Railway Ministry for those special wagons. The Railway Ministry will provide for those wagons. But we had to be prepared. You remember Mr. Kejriwal said on 7th April that we have 30,000 beds ready in Delhi and 8,000 hospitals and 20,000 beds outside. Where are those beds? You can point toward us, but let's talk about preparedness. And I'm saying I started with that I don't want to get to slugfest. Today is a day when we should look because it's scary. What they are telling, what the Deputy CM is telling is scary. And they are opening up. The worst part is they are opening up schools, colleges, malls, metro. What are they up to?
Allow me to respond.
Mr. Sisodia,
I'm coming to you, Akshay. Let him complete. Okay. Now, Akshay, please answer what RP Singh raised, that you have enough beds, but you just want to go into a confrontation with the centre. You want to make it a political issue. You're looking at opening out right now, and you really don't have the wherewithal to actually hold it. You don't have the muscle in terms of your medical facilities to actually move ahead and support Unlock 1.0.
Preeti, if you look at Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's conduct and his policies for the last 3 months, you will see that along the way we have consistently stood with the central government, irrespective of our differing political ideologies, and worked together. It is only in the last 2 days when this question of who should get first priority in Delhi's government hospitals is when this Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP issue has come up. But let that, be that as it may, if I were to clearly address what Shri RP Singh ji is saying, I would request Mr. RP Singh ji to ask the central government that AIIMS today has only allocated 250 beds for corona. Safdarjung Hospital has only allocated 300 beds for corona. RML, which is another massive central government hospital, has allocated only 150 beds to corona. On the other hand, Delhi government hospitals like LNJP has 2,000 beds for corona, GTB has 1,500 beds for corona, Rajiv Gandhi has 500 beds for corona. So we are taking a disproportionate load of the corona crisis in Delhi. And I really urge the Bharatiya Janata Party. You see, Delhi is a very special state. We have a state government, but we have a very powerful central government. Both have to work together. Delhi government is doing its part. We would like the BJP to step up, open up its central government hospitals.
Akshay, I need to close this debate, Akshay. But there's a lot of, there are a lot of questions which were raised today. And I want to ask 2 of those by a lot of viewers. And I want to ask you, number 1, you have the Deputy CM who goes and meets the Lieutenant Governor on the huge spike that we might be facing in a month's time and comes out and addresses the press and he's not wearing a mask, Akshay. Is this leading by example?
No, Preeti, I think, I don't know if you have been on the ground, but on the ground what is happening is that all media personnel are using pipes to extend the mics. So there is automatically a 6 feet distance between them. The Deputy Chief Minister...
We all saw those visuals, Akshay. We all saw those visuals. And I think you don't have any defense for this. We also... RP Singh wanted to come in for 20 seconds. Please come in and I want to close the debate. RP Singh.
No, the question of mask is not a bigger question. The question is preparedness. And I'm saying, handedly saying, for you, for me, for Akshay Marathe, and for our families. I was just searching for a bed. in Gangaram for a patient in Jindanagar. So let's work out for those 80,000 beds. And I'm saying, please go out. Let us know what we need to do. We'll go out and help you.
Okay.
Plus, whatever you need. But
Okay.
please take care of 80,000
All
beds
right.
which you are
Okay, gentlemen,
projecting.
I need to close the debate. Okay, fair point. Fair point raised by RP Singh. He says it's more to do with preparedness, but I would think most of the people out there will say preparedness begins with having your mask firmly in place. Appreciate you both for joining us. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you, RP Singh there, sir. With that, I want to close this debate on this show tonight, but I'm afraid it is going to continue in days to come because the focus now is the national capital. With what the Deputy CM said today, by the end of July, if you're going to be facing 5.5 lakh positive cases, then Delhi is in deep trouble. All right, with that, a quick turnaround to Karnataka, which is doing well in terms of fighting the COVID crisis. Especially the city of Bengaluru is doing much better than any other city that we've seen or of a metro that we've seen in the country. But they have a peculiar problem. In the times of a pandemic, the Karnataka government every week comes up with a new proposal of building a statue. Last week, if it was Swami Vivekananda's statue, this week it is about Kempagoda. Take a look.
It's the season of a virulent virus, weighing down with grave human tragedy, a pandemic extracting all from a crippling economy. And it's the time the ruling BJP in Karnataka has come up with a master plan. Grand plan to build another statue. Preparations are in order for a stone-laying foundation ceremony of a 100-foot bronze Kempegowda statue at the airport on June 27th. An ode to the founder of modern Bengaluru.
It is not a new fund which has been allocated. The funds earlier itself, the allocated funds was not utilized. The utilization is happening now. It is nothing to, now new funds are not earmarked. The old funds, whatever was earmarked, we are making utilization of the allocated funds.
This project has been announced not today. It is a last year's budget. Just because now the corona issue is come up, we can't stop irrigation work, we cannot stop infrastructure work, we cannot stop any other program belonging to any other departments. Even this, we cannot stop it.
The cost of the statue will be 66 crores, but built in a pandemic where its human and economic cost could be cascading. Questions are now being raised on the insensitive timing of it all. An emotive issue which is now also political.
The whole state is suffering, the whole country is suffering. Under these circumstances, I demand from the government that whatever money they want to spend on all these things, they should be used on this pandemic just to for health services and all other things.
Future days we can plan it, but today we are facing a critical financial crisis.
Yes.
At this juncture, we have to utilize our resources.
With Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on To The Point, but I want to end with these visuals which are just filtering in over the last 20 minutes. These visuals coming in from an oil refinery in Assam's Bagjan Tinsukia. A huge blowout of gas leaking over days has erupted into this massive fire. Word coming in, this massive fire has engulfed a natural gas producing well of the Oil India Limited in Upper Assam's Tinsukia district. Smoke from that fire that began this afternoon has spread for 10 kilometers is what we are being told. The Indian Air Force and the Indian Army are now assisting in firefighting operations in Assam. All of this taking place right now during the pandemic. We leave you with these visuals. Thank you for watching. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.